Welcome back to Let's Play Heretic, Shadows of... blah 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 blue. Man, I can never get that introduction right, can I? Welcome back to Let's Play Heretic, Shadow of the Serpent Riders. I'm Whatabataco. When we last left off, we were in the middle of this rivery body of water, and we were going upstairs to meet these guys, who are not our friends. And I'm gonna up the volume a little bit here using my headset. Don't want to raise it too high because of that hiss effect that I will be doing something about shortly. And there's the end of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no words. So much hate. Now I drink the quay. I don't know why I said quay like that, but I did. So deal with it. I'm not taking it back. That is a catchy tune. Do 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 do. I can still turn it up a little bit higher. Hopefully that's the sweet spot. I don't want the game to be too quiet. Mission 36. As I record this, it is the 11th. Very late at night at the 11th. Most parts of the world, it's already the 12th. In 2 days, the 13th, unless my knowledge is wrong, but I don't think it is in this case, oh, go away. On the 13th, the new Doom game will be coming out. And I am very excited, but I'm waiting. I'm holding my breath, so to speak. This is definitely a thing that can really go wrong. There weren't any significant pre-order bonuses to it, in my opinion. So I didn't pre-order it. It didn't have a discounted price or anything like that. It was just regular price. The only thing it came with was a copy of Wolfenstein: The New Order, which is a good deal. You get Wolfenstein: The New Order, which is a very good game. But I already own that game. I played it and I definitely liked it a lot. It's a game that I'd like to replay one day. But I already own the game, so there's no reason for me to pre-order it. And for reasons that I hope just end up being stupidity, the game has an embargo on reviews lasting up until the date that the game is released. So there can't be any reviews of the game until it comes out, which is usually a pretty bad sign. Usually only developers or publishers or anyone involved who are not confident in the game pull that trick. So hopefully that doesn't end up being the case, but I hope it's good. I'll be looking for reviews when it comes out. And if the reviews say the single player aspect of it is good, that's a good thing. I have specifically been avoiding trailers and gameplay videos and all that kinds of stuff because I didn't want to spoil anything for myself. So it's all going to be fresh to me. I haven't been looking at videos or anything like that. And to be fair, there's not exactly any reason to in particular because it's been proven before with games like Aliens Colonial Marines that the game footage that they show off may not actually be what we end up getting. I wonder where these guys came from. Did they come from somewhere down here and just... Nice. I think they did, eh? I think they did. Yeah, I knew these guys were down here somewhere. How did I must have switched accidentally. I was gonna say, how did I run out of ammo with that many shots left? So we'll just have to see if it's any good. I sincerely hope it is. But I was having a discussion with a buddy of mine about it. And the reason I brought it up is because I'm making a direct comparison between it and a game like this. Is I pointed out that they don't exactly really make first-person shooters like this anymore. Like, I don't mean like in this graphical style, but specifically in this length. This is like these styles of games like Doom and Heretic and Doom 2 and Strife. Not particularly Strife, but it still counts. Games kind of made in this engine. And most first-person shooters at the time, I think even the original Quake or something like that, but can't quote me on that one. They tended to have multiple episodes, like Duke Nukem 3D, Blood, Shadow Warrior. They tended to have multiple episodes, like 4 episodes, 5 if they made like a DLC or something, and the episodes themselves usually ended up being about 10 missions long, and those 10 missions, like most of them would at least take you like an hour, so that's 10 missions per episode, and that's four things, for 10 hour per mission, and there's 10 missions in an episode, and there's 4 episodes. That's 40 hours of just gameplay for a campaign. You don't really get that anymore from this genre. I mean, you kind of do with some games. Like if you look for like a first-person RPG like Oblivion or Skyrim or something like that, you'll get the hours out of it. But I definitely didn't get that out of Old Blood. I haven't gotten that out of any kind of first-person shooter like this I can think of in a while. I think I came close to that with Serious Sam 3, but I just don't think it was that high. They really don't make long games like this anymore, and I think I know why. It has nothing to do with length, but because the days of making a game that doesn't really have a story to it anymore. It doesn't really have a story to it is kind of dead. Like it still sort of exists, but like I'm the kind of guy where I always value gameplay over everything else. But these days it really feels like when people want a campaign, they don't want something like this where it's basically storyless and you're just fighting the same enemies over and over again with the same weapons on different maps. They want a story. They want characters and dialogue and all that stuff, and you can't really keep that on for so many hours on hours and hours on hours. There's a quote that was originally said for a Final Fantasy game. I don't remember which Final Fantasy game it was, and I don't remember who said the quote. And I don't remember the quote word for word either. Basically, I'm horrible, but the gist of it was I believe it was the one with whatever 12, I think it is, the one with the pink-haired chick that everyone likes, Lightning. The one with lightning in it. Oh, great. Oh, I didn't know Morphex didn't work on these guys. I know now, eh? I think it badly wounded him. Ow. Okay, maybe it didn't wound him at all. But anyways, when that came out, everyone was mad at it because it was... I never played it, but if you looked at it, you didn't even have to play it. If you just looked at it, it was basically a game based on a hallway. That's really all there was to it. It was a hallway, and people were upset about that. And one of the someones or others in an interview said that the more open world a game is, the less story you're able to tell. Like, the more freedom of choice you give the player, the less story there can be. And everyone kind of got mad at him for saying that, but I find myself partially agreeing with him. I don't think he's 100% wrong in that statement. I don't. I think there is some truth to that. The more freedom you give a player, the less story there is. But I also think you can... Ow, I shouldn't have done that. I also think it works the opposite way in effect too. I think if you give the player not enough options, it can ruin the story, and that's what happened with Skyrim. But point is, where was I going with all this? You can't really keep a story going on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And people are just, they don't want linear first-person shooters like this anymore. The genre's just kind of dead. I still really enjoy it, but it's just not really much around anymore. And so when everybody's wanting these big fancy story campaigns, the campaigns just naturally get shorter because a well-written story doesn't usually last like that, you know? You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't take think of Wolfenstein, the New Order. If any of you ever played that, you can't take that kind of game with the kind of story it has and drag it on for 40 hours for a single playthrough. The only way you could do it is if you take the story out of that, and I would be completely chill with that. I would have been just fine if they take the New Blood engine with all the same enemies and weapons and all that jazz and make it just 40 hours of 4 episodes with missions on it. Oh, I can't dodge those forever, eh? And this guy takes a beating. He's down now. Boy, I'm not doing good on the ammo front. Do I have a torch? Yes, I do. This one is different. I have 2 of these rings. I should have used one of these during that fight with the Minotaur and just went at him with the gauntlets or something. I'm probably gonna die here if I'm not careful. I really should switch to the gauntlets and regain some health using the tome. But I'm playing things kind of stupidly. I'm gonna get killed for it. Especially when I'm about to run out of life. Yeah. I could have used the chaos sticks and warped out of there, but I didn't really play that smart. So I wasn't that happy with it. If I go back, there's a bunch of health files just sitting out through the level. And there's an armor thing over here too that I can pick up. I didn't need all this health before. Anyways, back to Doom. I hope it's good, but I will be specifically playing it just for the single player campaign. I have basically no interest in the multiplayer at all. Doesn't appeal to me. I've never been much of a multiplayer kind of guy, just because I'm a little lonely. I like to play multiplayer with my friends, and I'm a guy that doesn't have a lot of those. One of the reasons I got so upset at Rainbow Six Siege when that came out, because I've always been a big Rainbow Six fan. It was one of the games that defined me as a gamer, one of the first games that I ever played. The original Rainbow Six on PC. And I loved it a lot. I like the idea of that tactical kind of first-person shooter where one bullet kind of kills you. So when Rainbow Six Siege came out, it was very disappointing to me because it was almost nothing like the Rainbow Six games I had grown up with. Not only had the gameplay been completely revamped, but even to me, like even the story was just a completely different game. Shoot. I didn't mean to use that quartz flask. Oh well. To me, Rainbow Six has always been about this extreme, like, elite force. This elite force of police from all over the world, every nationality. And to me, it was always there. They were always called in the case of absolute emergency because they were the absolute best and nobody could touch them. That's just kind of how I saw it, and I probably don't have a very good scope of the game, but all I ever see about it is that mission where they're like in a house, and it's like there's no terrorist threat big enough for that house to warrant Rainbow Six. Like, unless they got the president in that house, they're not gonna call Rainbow. They'd call SWAT, you know? Maybe the canon got rewritten, I don't know. Just not the Rainbow Six I grew up with. Shoot, what year was the original Rainbow Six? That was a long time ago, the original. Yeah, I had a bad feeling there was something bad at the end of this Rainbow. That's alright. Did all the same. That still won't unlock, but I can shoot these guys now. Might have to deal with them later. Let's get that quartz flask. And let's also get this urn so we can end the level with 100%. Let's go get the ammo on the other side too. Shouldn't walk around with that weapon out. I'll just end up blowing myself up. Hey, I wonder, was there a no, there wasn't a thing on the end of that. I think we're almost out of here. Boy, I rambled about just about everything this video. Okay, game, that one was a little obvious. Was that the only thing in here? Just gauntlets? Where is that sound coming from? Not sure how to get that door open. Occasionally, they had a thing in Doom where you could shoot a switch. But I doubt they did that here. Alright, see you guys later. I've ranted about just about everything. This is Wataco signing off. Take care and thanks for watching.